Well, Slanjivar, everyone. I'm Conrad Zen, former Bitcoin Foundation member, and now evangelist for Pulse Zen and Pulse Chain. Wow, what a tremendous week it has been. Um, Amazing glasses, by the way. I'm filming myself talking on film. These are the Ray-Bans with the inbuilt camera. It's spooky. So the coin, the token Pulse N, has shown extraordinary growth this week. And it's all down to this. We have fostered a family-like community from the word go, based on trust and unity and collaboration. And it just shows you that when we combine together, we have the technology to create something absolutely extraordinary. It's been remarkable. In the last 7 days, working together, we have managed to achieve 120% increase in price. We are now back to just less than 40% off the all-time high of Pulse Zen. And if we manage to keep this momentum going, we're going to reach all-time highs. We're going to be back to 0.001 and then 0.01 and then $1. Now, this is not financial advice. Obviously, Pulse Zen is not an investment. It's a family-like community driven by technology. And I want to say that the next few weeks are going to be extremely exciting for Pulse Zen and in crypto in general. I mean, if I can share some interesting little details with you, if you indulge with me, I can see here that the greatest minds are showing that we can confidently predict that the American government is going to cut interest rates. And here are the predictions from the people who control it, really, the banks. Now, before I go on, could somebody put a number 2 in the chat so that I can know that you can actually hear me? I don't want to go rattling on for the whole broadcast with you not being able to hear. So a 2 in the chat would be appreciated. Okay, alt season, thank you. Ank13NTW15P, thank you very much. So here we see this graph, and we're seeing that the vast majority are looking at a quarter percent base cut, and then quickly followed by 0.5% base cut, and then possibly even a 75% base cut, and the outlier a full 1% before the end of the year, maybe more. Now, this is fantastic news, combined with the fact that when you think about it, what is happening in the crypto space right now, legislation-wise, particularly in America, we just had Joe Biden eventually drop out of the race, being replaced by, at the moment, Kamala Harris, maybe. This bodes well for a new government in America with a more positive attitude towards crypto, which is really good news. I mean, look, nobody knows what the outcome of this is going to be, but at the very least, if we still get a Democratic government, they're going to wield less power because the Republicans will win more power, even if Donald Trump doesn't actually get in. So they're going to find it extremely difficult. Gary Gensler is going to find it extremely difficult to continue to act in the impecunious way that they have with regard to crypto. So with the interest rate cuts alone, change of government plus, then you have to factor in the inflows of money. I mean, we're going to have a Ethereum ETF starting trading next week. Now, what that means is we calculate that the net inflow will be $15 to $20 billion within the first year, because Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, the Wall Street gurus who have taken the trouble to really try to study and understand crypto realize that Ethereum possesses qualities that are far in excess of what Bitcoin can do. And it should drive the value significantly higher. I'm expecting to see an $8,000 Ethereum, at least 5,000. And if it goes to 5,000, then the Ethereum network, Pulse Zen on the Ethereum network, is going to go ballistic. So just those three things alone give us a positive indication of where this might all end up. Now, I'm going to come on to what is going on in the Pulse Zen universe, because we are expanding. Obviously, Pulse Zen is a finished project. The coin itself, the token itself, is immutable. It cannot be changed. But I just want to sort of point out a few things that maybe not be so obvious. For example, Pulse Zen on Ethereum, here is the chart, is suddenly woken up. And you can see here that we're back to 0.004, a fantastic achievement from the startling low of the 21st of June, when we had a whale sell off his holdings. But we have Pulse Zen on two chains. And if we look at the graph here, this is Pulse Zen on Pulse Chain. And if we look back, we can see that the all-time high was about 0.002. So we are less than 50% off the all-time high. In 1 week, we've managed to recover that much ground. And you will soon see that if we continue on in this vein, not only will we recover this ground, but we're actually going to be back to all-time highs and beyond as we keep powering on till the end of the year. So, you know, I can't predict the future, but it is very important to understand that with this family community behind us and with the technology innovations, I mean, the coin itself is not that innovative, but the thing is, the numbers make sense. The community realizes that. And we are attracting really serious investors. And that will just go ballistic towards the end of the year. There's no doubt about that. So I just want to point out a couple of things on the actual token itself, because people made this comment last time. If you look on a couple of the exchanges, you'll see, for example, that it says that there are 4 issues with the coin. Well, the buy tax is not an issue. It's designed that way. The sell tax is not an issue. It's designed that way. Do we have a blacklist? Yes, we do. Do we have a whitelist? Yes, we do. But what are those functions? What does it mean to you as an investor? When we launched Pulse Zen initially on Ethereum, we were considering that we were going to list on centralized exchanges. Now, with the technology behind the token, it meant that we had to collaborate very deeply with the exchanges, and we had to set up accounts that were excluded from the tax, because otherwise the exchange would reap the benefits and not you. And so that's why we have a whitelist. And the blacklist is simply there to protect ourselves. Having said that, the issues have gone away totally, because the code is now totally immutable. That means it can never be changed from where it is right now, because the owner has been revoked, and that means whoever launched the token, they're the only ones that could have changed anything, and now they cannot. So therefore, the code can never be changed. It will run forever. You know, it doesn't rely on me. It doesn't rely on the American government. It doesn't rely on any government in the world. It will be there forever. And even if they block the website, you can still interact with the blockchain. They'll never be able to turn off the blockchain. This is a coin that is going to run for centuries. For centuries. Because it is a new found form of democratized money. It's what we as a race, or this is the thing that we've been searching for generations, and we happen to live in a time where it's become reality. So the confluence of history and the confluence of technology has led us to this start, and believe me, it is only just the start of a revolution in money, of how we are going to interact and how we're going to think about finances in the future. Because although it may seem to be very difficult to get into crypto at the moment, it will become easier and easier. And on that very note, I'd like to sort of give you an insight into what is planned for the PulseZen ecosphere. So if I can just show you some very interesting facts, and bear with me as I've lost my controller to a YouTuber who wanted to borrow my equipment, so I lent it to him and he's never returned it. So here we are. So the first thing is, it would be a very nice idea if we were able to use our PulseZen to actually buy things. Now you might say, oh, well, we don't want to do that because we lose out when we come to exchange. Well, there is a fantastic idea. For example, this watch. You can go to a website right now and you can purchase this beautiful multi-million-dollar watch. But obviously it doesn't cost a multi-million dollars. It's the value of it because it's a PulseZen watch. Now, it is actually a very nice quality watch. It retails for about $400 US. But here's the innovative thing about it. When you go to this website, you can't buy. You have to obtain or have been given a PZen NFT. And in order to buy the watch, you have to exchange your PulseZen NFT and then a little bit of Ethereum. And so I think you end up paying about $70 for the watch, which is a $400 value watch. And that's only going to be available to a few people. It's going to be a first come, first served basis. Of course, you have to have the NFT in the first place. So watch out for that. Now, the one thing I want to say about NFTs is that they've been used to scam people an awful lot. Slangivar, by the way. In that, if you are going to be given an NFT, most people make it so you have to claim them. And this is where it goes all wrong, because people can code wallet drainers. You can click on a link and bang, all the currencies in your wallets disappears. So we are very cognizant of that fact. And so you will end up with an NFT in your wallet, which will be verifiable because it came from me. Not me personally, but from people who are developing the NFTs. So if you get one, you can guarantee that it's going to be bona fide, because I'll show you how to do that. But that's just one thing. I really want to show you what is actually happening in the PulseZen world. We have right now developed a pool where we have PulseZen and PulseZen from Ethereum, which is able to be exchanged on PulseX. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that if you've bought PulseZen on PulseChain you can now use the bridge, Pulse Chain Bridge, as shown on the link here, and you can go over to the Ethereum chain and you can exchange it and sell it for Pulse Zen on Ethereum. Likewise, you can do the same thing on the Ethereum network. We have Pulse Zen on Ethereum, the native Pulse Zen, and you have Pulse Zen from Pulse Chain that's been bridged across. And you can interact with these pools and you can buy and sell, and we can try and trade as much as we like and trying to get the price to parity. This is a fantastic innovation. Nobody else is doing this, and this is live and it's available right now. Now, bear in mind that you have to use the bridge in order to do this. And you'll find the bridge link from PulseX, and you can swap from Ethereum to Pulse Chain, and you can also swap from Pulse Chain to Ethereum, whichever way you want to go. Now, it's absolutely vital that you realize what you're actually dealing with. We're being gatekept. People don't want us to exist. They can't stop us existing. They can't stop the contract. So it is necessarily that when you go to any of these exchanges, you can't find Pulse Zen as a native token, but that's easily worked around, because I will link these contracts below the video. And we have Pulse Zen, the main contract, which is the same on both chains. It's the same on Pulse Chain as it is on Ethereum. It ends in B0, starts 0x58. But then we have Pulse Zen from Ethereum. If you're bridging it across to Pulse Chain, this is the contract that you want to input into the tokens list. And then if you're bridging the other way from Pulse Chain to the Ethereum chain, then we have another contract address. So in essence, there are 3 contract addresses that you really should know about. Having said all that, of course, the easiest way as a community, as a family-orientated community, the easiest way to get the price at parity on both chains is to buy it on both chains. You should be able to buy on Ethereum, you should be able to buy on Pulse Chain, and that's the simplest and easiest way to raise the price on both. So that's something innovative that is available right now to anybody who wants to participate. The watch is not quite open for business yet, because we have to come up with a way of giving people the NFT. And the people that are going to be given the NFT are liquidity providers, because at the moment there's no mechanism to reward liquidity providers. There are a few of you, and I thank you for your service. The family thanks you for your service. And of course, you're participating in both the price appreciation of both tokens, whatever pool that you happen to be in, and you're going to get the trading fees. Now, as trading increases, the trading fees, or the amount of dollars that you get if you were to sell, will eventually become more, and you don't miss out. However, some people perceive that by putting it on an exchange as a liquidity provider, you're missing out on the Pulse Zen token pool rewards. And that is true, but now you won't, because there will be a token created so that anybody who participates initially on the Ethereum network with the Pulse Zen USDC pool pair, you will receive LP tokens. And the LP tokens are called PZ Incentive Token. PZ Incentive Token. And initially, they will be airdropped to you via an NFT. So watch out for those. And the NFT that you're looking for will give you the contract later on. And there we are. PZIC, that's what it's called. PZen Incentive Coin. And of course, we're used to that in inferior coins and inferior tokens. For example, on Pulse Chain, with the main exchange PulseX, we do not have the ability on PulseX natively to recompense liquidity providers, because Richard Hart is only interested in his own tokens that he's created, and he wants to give incentives for people who are liquidity providers in his own tokens. It's like himself paying himself, as it were. That's by the by. We can do the same thing, and that's what we're intending to do. All liquidity providers will be compensated for the apparent loss in missing out on the PulseZen coins that they would have got if they hadn't been on the exchange. So, and they still get the trading fees. So it's a major, major incentive for anybody who's trying to do liquidity providing. And as a family-oriented community, by you doing that, by you participating in the liquidity pools, you're actually growing the entire universe, not just for your own benefit, for the benefit of everybody else. And it just becomes, as I keep saying, there's no shortage of wealth. It just needs redistribution. And we're able to grow something by our collective efforts to a staggering community, and propelling this project to staggering heights. It's just remarkable to see, and I'm very, very touched by the cohesion of most people within the community. And if we just keep going like this, in another year or 2 years' time, we are going to be one of the largest protocols on PulseChain if we continue in this vein. So we've got liquidity providers going to be rewarded. We have the contracts. We have PulseZen pools on both chains, on Ethereum and PulseChain. We have physical products coming along. We have the incentive coin coming along. And you will be, as a liquidity provider, rewarded by an NFT containing initially the P-Zinc coin. Now, this is not live yet. It is coming. This is what you can expect from us in the future. And there are going to be more things. The most important thing is that we are driving value for the community. There have been other projects which are basically just vampire projects. They steal your money, not steal your money, but they move your money around their tokens. We're not doing that. We're keeping it all within the same sphere, because the main project, PulseZen, is the core, and we own the core. It's not like building on top of another coin. It's our own token. So we can do as we wish, and we can build around it to add value to the investment, not the other way around. We're not going to be sucking money out of the system. So I hope you're as excited as I am, and we certainly are going to attract more people by implementing these various different protocols. So that's all I have for you today. The weather here is diabolical. I don't know whether you're aware that this season, the hurricane season, kicked off dramatically, and the weather has continued in that vein ever since. So we're bobbing up and down in the ocean, but I don't think we're going to take our chances too much longer, because we're sitting right in the middle of the hurricane belt right now. Nobody knows where that is precisely, by the way. People who are in Grenada didn't think so. What's remarkable is that the insurers sent them to Grenada, otherwise they wouldn't be insured. Crazy. Anyway, so one of the things about being on the ocean is we are completely isolated from the rest of the world. And I don't give a frig what goes on, because it just doesn't affect me. Nothing affects me. I have enough fuck you money to do what I like, and have done for 25 years. So it's a bit difficult for me to react in the same way as everybody else. But I totally understand it, because 25 years ago, I was in the same position. I want to bring you all along with me on this journey, so that you can all have what is the most valuable thing, and that is time. time to do whatever you want to do in life. Who wants to sit in front of a computer screen every day and pray and hope that the lottery token that you bought is going to go to the moon, and hopefully that you bought at the beginning and managed to sell at the very top? Good luck with that strategy. This strategy is a long-term game. We are looking here at basically a long-term savings account that pays you interest. I mean, it can't be called interest because we get into the realms of, you know, at the moment, nobody really knows what a security is, except for the fact that Ethereum itself has been deemed not a security. So we can take heart in that. But we are able to participate in the compounding reward system. I'll leave it at that. And that can only be of benefit in the future when all of these things align. And it's looking like it is going to go our way. We are definitely coming out of the crypto darklands. We are definitely moving into a new era. And that is led, unfortunately, by the US government. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. It's been a fantastic week. I'm really excited to be here with you. And it's time for me to move on. We are going to Monaco. We'll be possibly live broadcasting from Europe as we get out of the hurricane belt over this side of the world. And this will probably be my last broadcast from the Caribbean. Anyway, we'll see what happens because our plans always change, of course. So just quickly then, I'll just have a look and see if we have any major comments that want to be answered. Okay, Kev says, hey, all glad to make it live. Hello, Kevin. Thank you very much for coming live. You are appreciated. What was the question? Did you say if you expect parity in price to come from E side increasing or PulseZen side decreasing, or is that question too short-sighted? Well, it's a very complex game, Kevin, and there is no easy answer to this. But of course, where we are at the moment, we want to see PulseZen on Ethereum come up in price. We want that to exceed, and it will exceed the PulseZen price initially because of the economic energy that's coming in outside of our family community. But if the family community sticks together and through their cohesive efforts, we manage to bring the price of PulseZen on PulseChain up, we will be able to drag the other one up in step with PulseZen on PulseChain. So it's not an and or. We all thought at the very beginning that this was going to be the way it was going to go. We were going to achieve parity on both chains. Little did we know what was going to happen. We didn't realize that Richard Hart was going to be suspected of fraud. We didn't expect him to be taken to court. And we didn't expect a major investors to pull out as they did. But that's all behind us now. In as much as it's becoming evident that whatever happens in the Richard Hart case, it doesn't change PulseChain. It doesn't change PulseZen. It's never going to go away. We don't need personalities. We are trusting in code, and that's it. You don't need me here. You don't need Richard Hart. You don't need anybody. It's nice to actually join together as a family and all come together as a family and celebrate our wins and learn to deal with our mistakes, but we don't need people. ANC13NTW15P, whatever, what a name. Thanks for your time. Oh, thank you for joining. That's very kind of you to join. And okay, I'm going to cut the broadcast off here now because the wind is really picking up. As you can probably see, we are swinging all over the place. And the chaps are asking for a bit of help at the front there. So we'll go forward and do that. Just the last comment then from Zurek Zenite. Hello, sir. Another great family member. It says, hey, Conrad, great to see you on these lives. We appreciate all that you do. Please shout out to the Zenites. The family is growing passive income will change lives forever. Well, never a truer word. If you don't earn passive income, if you're not earning income while you sleep, you will work until you go to sleep, or something like that. Thank you very much for tuning in on this Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Next lives will be from Europe. Wish me luck as we try and transport the boat. Don't know what's going to happen there, but we'll see. And there's no doubt that this is going to be an exciting second half of the year 2024. Of course, leading into 2025, where we expect things to go absolutely ballistic. You are extremely early. You're a fantastic family-like community. Thank you very much. I love being part of this community, and I can't wait to see how far we actually go. So for today, signing off, Slanjivar, thanks for tuning in. And to my replay viewers who are watching, you can still ask questions in the comments. It's more than likely that I'll be here to answer them live, even though the broadcast may be recorded. So thank you very much. And it's a goodbye from me for now. Thank you very much.